How to prepare for the 2020 recession? Well, I don't actually think there's going to be a 2020 recession, but a lot of people do, and it's being talked about a lot right now. So in this video, I'm going to show you the data that I watch and how you can watch the same indicators so that if and when a recession does happen, you'll be prepared. All of that and more coming up.
The Real Estate Funding Kit is out now. Learn how to get 100% funding for all your deals without dealing with the banks. Claim your free copy at myfundingkit.com.
If you're new here to this channel, I'm Norton with flippingmastery.com, and this channel is all about ways to help you make money wholesaling and flipping real estate so you can live your dream life. Be sure to subscribe and turn on the bell notifications so you don't miss new videos. Quick disclaimer, I'm not an economist, and what I'm going to share with you is specifically referring to the real estate market, not the stock market. And whatever I say, or anyone for that matter, it's just speculation because no one can see the future. But if I'm right, I get to say I told you so. As I like to do on all my videos, let's first start with the big picture and then drill down into the specific action steps that you can take. Everyone knows that real estate goes in cycles, and that it's actually healthy for the real estate market to ebb and flow and go up and down. It's supposed to do that. That's what prevents a bubble from happening and a crash like 2008. In fact, if 2008 didn't happen, we wouldn't even be having this discussion, but there are a lot of people still suffering from post-traumatic stress from the 2008 recession and think another recession is coming in 2020. So here we are talking about a recession coming. When it comes to real estate, we refer to an up market as a seller's market and a down market as a buyer's market, and most people have a general concept of how supply and demand determines which one it is. But let's do a quick refresher and then talk about how that applies to you and me as real estate investors, and specifically as wholesalers and flippers, because, well, that's what this channel is all about, wholesaling and flipping. When it's a seller's market, that means that inventory is low, so there are more buyers in the market than available homes for sale. As a result, price goes up because there are too many buyers chasing too few houses. What does a seller's market mean for flippers? Well, during a seller's market, it's easy to sell houses but hard to buy houses. That means we have to work much harder finding and getting good deals, and it's easier to wholesale to cash buyers or fix and flip them to retail buyers. Also during a seller's market, the money is easier to get because money pours into real estate when the real estate markets are up. On the flip side, when it's a buyer's market, inventory is up, so there are more homes on the market than there are available buyers. And when that happens, prices go down because there are too many houses chasing too few buyers. So for flippers, what does a buyer's market mean? Well, during a buyer's market, it's the opposite, and it's easy to buy, hard to sell. I remember flipping houses after the 2008 recession. I could buy a house any day of the week without even trying because there was so much available inventory. But it was really hard to sell. Cash buyers could find their own deals, and retail buyers struggled to get financing, and houses wouldn't appraise. And during a buyer's market, the money stops pouring into real estate and dries up, making it harder to get and more expensive. So as a flipper, during a buyer's market, you put more effort into raising money and selling your deals, and it takes less effort to find discounted properties. So let's recap. When inventory is up, the market is down, and when inventory is down, the market is up. More on that in a minute, but when it comes to wholesaling and flipping real estate, here's my honest opinion about the real estate market fluctuations. I don't much care if the market is up or down. Flipping is flipping is flipping. It works no matter what the market is doing. Now, the way we flip and how we find and analyze deals and how we get funding and how we find buyers, the techniques we use definitely vary based on the market, and it's critical you understand how to adapt whatever market we're in. But as long as people continue to live in houses, which I don't think is going to change anytime soon, there will always be buyers and sellers, and as long as there are buyers and sellers, flipping as a business model will exist. Whatever the market is doing, it's just a trade-off. Something is easier and something is harder. I made a fortune wholesaling and flipping after the 2008 crash, and again when the market was booming, and I will again when the next recession comes, and that's because I understand how to adjust with the market. So let me show you how to know if a recession is coming and how to prepare for it, and even how to adjust for the regular ups and downs that happen, and then we're going to dive into the specific indicators you need to watch. As flippers, our concern is always, where will the market be in the immediate near future? If I buy a deal today and I fix it up and I put it back on the market in 6 months, is the value going to be lower than it is today and cut into my margins? Even when wholesaling, you have to consider this because your cash buyer flippers are considering it. Now, what we normally do to determine the after repair value or ARV of a property is we look at historical data of recent similar sold comparables or comps in the area. Well, looking at historical data is great as long as the market doesn't dip in the next 4 to 6 months before the property comes back on the market for sale. But if it does, is there a way to know if the ARV is going to be lower in 6 months so that today we can account for it and factor a lower ARV when running the numbers and making offers? And if so, how do we know and how can we do it? Great questions, and the answer is yes, there is a way, and I'm going to show you, so keep watching. A lot of people talk about big macro trends that are happening as a way to speculate what the real estate market is going to do. Things like the real estate news reports on TV, or the Case-Shiller Home Index, or the Wall Street Journal, and much of this is mainstream conventional wisdom, which I don't pay too much attention to. On a macro level, the unemployment rate is a good indicator to watch. Usually, if unemployment goes up, it will have a negative impact on the real estate market. Interest rates for sure impacts the real estate market. If interest rates are low, more people buy and have higher buying power, and likewise, if rates go up, less people buy and have less buying power, so the market will drop. Now you can watch the GDP, and you can look at consumer confidence, the global economy, an election year, and 100 other indicators that you'll hear a lot of people talk about. But honestly, these indicators are too broad and too speculative. What you really want to pay attention to is what's happening on a micro level. With real estate, what matters most, and ultimately what you care about most as a flipper, is what is happening in your local real estate market. Now, there are dozens of different things that you could look at to help you understand what your local market is doing, but let me give you what I believe is the most important indicator for you in your local market. Are you ready? Here it is. Inventory. You need to pay attention on a monthly basis if inventory is going up or down in your local market. Let me share with you 2 inventory stats I watch, and then where to quickly find the data for you in your local market, and then how to use that data to adjust as a flipper. The first is active homes for sale. Now, I'm not as concerned necessarily with how many homes are for sale in your local market, because that will differ in every market. What I am concerned about is the month-over-month fluctuations and trends. If the number of homes for sale is trending down, then there's a squeeze on inventory and prices will rise. If the number of homes for sale is rising, then inventory is sitting and prices will fall. The key is watching the trends. Okay, now let me show you where to go online to get this data. Go to Zillow.com/research/data. On this page, Zillow provides the data we're looking for that we can download into a CSV file. Now let me show you how. Go to the Home Listings and Sales, and under the Data Type drop-down menu, click the New Monthly for Sale Inventory. Then under Geography, you can choose between Metro and US, State, County, City, and Zip Code. Now I recommend the city or zip code where you do deals, but for illustration purposes on this video, I'm gonna choose the Metro US. Then click Download, save the file on your computer, and open it. Now you'll notice it gives us the data going all the way back to 2001. Well, we only want to look at the past 24 months, so let's delete like 16 years of data. Now next I'm going to build some custom formulas. I'm going to add 2 columns next to each month going back 12 months. Then I'm going to add 2 formulas into the empty cells I created. The first column is the percentage change from month over month. So July 2019 compared to June 2019. The next column is the percentage change from the same month a year ago. So July 2019 compared to July 2018. Then I'm going to copy and paste this formula into all of the cells. Now I'll go ahead and put the formulas in the description box below so you can build your own data. Okay, now at first glance, this looks like a bunch of mumbo jumbo. So let's take a closer look and I'll show you how to analyze this. Black means the inventory is down, which means prices are up. And red means the inventory is up, so prices are down. So as a general rule, black is good, red is bad. Now, a single month doesn't give us enough data. We need to see a trend. So let's take Metro Washington, D.C. because that one was pretty fascinating. Let's start with July of 2018 and look at each month for 12 months to July 2019. Now, how would you use this data to adjust as a flipper? Well, let's look at DC again. Inventory steadily went down from November of 2018 through March of 2019. And then inventory started going back up from April through July. But overall, compared to last year, it's still down. So I would continue to add the data each month and watch the trends. If DC continues to increase its inventory, then we can expect a decline in home values. So watching these inventory trends, you can start to gauge if the market is going up, going down, or staying the same. And if you see several months of increasing inventory, you can expect prices to come down, so adjust your ARV maybe 5 to 10% to account for it. Now, the other indicator to look at is days on market. Going back to Zillow, choose the days on Zillow and download the data and do the same thing. Look at the percentage in change month to month and on a monthly comparison from the same month last year. The changes in inventory and how long it takes for homes to sell, in my opinion, are the best indicators to determine what real estate values are going to do. Now, overall, all of the indicators are showing minor fluctuations in the US real estate market, but no real signs of any continued increase in inventory. But remember, what matters most is what your local market is doing. Now you know how to watch it closely and adjust if needed. And guys, honestly, there has never been a better time to get into real estate. My confidence is up and I fix and flip in any market in the US, and I'm looking for more deals. If you'd like to learn how to be a finder for me, I'll pay you $10,000 for every deal you bring me that meets my criteria. Now, to learn more, go to my10kcheck.com and register for a free training. Hey, if you learned something new in this video, show some love, hit that like button right now. And if you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I'm dedicated to helping you make money wholesaling and flipping houses so you can live your dream life. And be sure to watch this next video where I'm going to show you the top 10 and worst cities to flip houses. And I'll see you on the next video.